You already know whether this video is for you. You knew in the first 3 seconds. There is a specific kind of man. He doesn't broadcast what he's building. He doesn't have a title that explains it yet. He watches other men post about their companies, their houses, their next move, and something moves in his chest. Not jealousy, something quieter. The thought he'd never say out loud. What did they figure out that I haven't? He drives home, does what needs doing, files the feeling somewhere he doesn't revisit. And there is something about the way he's built, something in how he moves, how he thinks, how he refuses to settle, even when settling would have been easier. That is not a flaw. But nobody has been able to explain to him why. Yet. Carl Jung studied men like this for decades. What he found contradicts almost everything the modern world tells you about success, timing, and what it means to be behind. We'll get to that. But first, the thing no one says.
Some men cannot commit their full weight to something that is the wrong shape for them. Nobody calls it that. They call it fear. They call it self-sabotage. They call it potential wasted. What it actually is? A compass that works. The man who quit a job that everyone else thought was perfect for him. The man who tried and stopped, tried something else and stopped again. The man who watched his friends pick lanes and stay in them, and couldn't understand why every lane he entered felt like wearing someone else's life. That's not failure. That's filtering.
Here is what nobody tells you. While other men were learning how to win, you were learning the mechanics underneath winning. That's invisible at 30. It's decisive at 50. The gap between what you know you're capable of and what you've actually built, that's one of the loneliest places a man can live. Almost impossible to explain to anyone who hasn't been there. But that gap isn't emptiness. It's pressure. And pressure, over time, changes what a man is made of.
Here is what psychologists who study long-term development in men consistently find. Men who spent more time in uncertainty, more time failing, more time sitting with what didn't work, don't just endure it. They come out reading situations at a level most people can't reach. Not because they're smarter, because they stopped trusting the surface of things. And that changes how you move.
Now, here's the part that gets almost no attention. The man who went quiet during the delay. The men around him read it as passivity, as giving up. That reading was wrong. What was actually happening was construction, below the surface, invisible, in the dark. The man who showed up for his kids on the days he had nothing left. The man who worked a job he was overqualified for without making it anyone's problem. The man who looks from the outside like someone who never quite made it, and is the only one in the room who knows exactly what he's been building.
Jung believed the man built this way, slowly, under pressure, without shortcuts, carries something that cannot be faked. Not confidence in the way people perform it. Something heavier. Consistency. The same man under pressure that he is on an ordinary Tuesday. The man who speaks less and means more when he does.
What Jung actually found was this. Pushing certain men into identity too early doesn't produce success. It produces a fracture. The men you see at 45, 50, quietly devastated by everything they built and don't want, that's the fast path. That is what it costs. The men who came slower paid a different price, earlier, and in the end, arrived somewhere that held. So, if you're in the middle of it right now,
still building what no one can see yet. Here is the only thing worth saying. From the outside, there is no difference between a man who wasted 10 years and a man who spent 10 years building something no one could see yet. The only difference is what the man himself knows about what happened during those years.
The question is never whether you're behind. The question is whether you're building something real or something that will feel hollow the moment you finally arrive. Most men never find out the difference. You're already finding out. If any part of this felt like something you've been living without having the words for, I want to hear it. Drop it in the comments.